Hello, viewers, and welcome to today's segment of Always Wrong Podcast. Glad you came to join us again.
I am going to start here. Mr. Fantastic Radio Intro. Now we just need, radio names for each other. I had, funny ones in my head earlier, but I don't remember them.
I wish we could be Weenie in the Butt.
You'll be Fart Knocker, and I'll be Steve. You're listening to Fart Knocker and Steve on KFMX. No, fuck that.
It's gonna get there, Bill. One day. Your internet is being a jackass right now.
You're being a jackass right now. So, I had another day at work.
As I hope you would.
So, you know where Tech Terrace is, right?
Yes, we are in Tech Terrace right now, aren't we?
No, we're in Heart of Lubbock right now. Tech Terrace is from University to Indiana from 19th to 34th.
Okay.
I have all of it.
Okay.
I got 3 streets done today, and I can already tell that this one is going to be a pain in the ass. Not because there's a lot of violations, but the people who have these violations are either renting college kids, renting frat people, or rich people. Like really, really wealthy people. And they're going to complain. I've already had 2 phone calls from the area, and then I was posting a notice on a door, and the guy walks out, he's just fighting me on it. He won't let up and let me do my friggin', God, he won't let me do my job. He's just, it's like, I didn't put the couch there. It showed him, it's like, I believe you, but it has to hold up in court. You've got to present evidence that'll hold up in court that it wasn't you. Here are your options, since that's probably not conceivable. You can call solid waste and get it hauled away, or if that doesn't work, you can call me, and I'll see if I can borrow the truck and pick it up for you as a favor. It's like, yeah, but I didn't put it there. It's like, I know. Those are your options. I've laid out the options. By the way, what I'm writing isn't a ticket. It's a notice that says, hey, I'm going to be back in the week for you, so figure it out, is really all that says.
Did he not read it? Was he just...
I handed it to him. I know he didn't just sit there and read it because he was too busy arguing with me about it. But I mean, if I were handed a notice, I would think, oh, Jesus, I'm in trouble, so...
Yeah, but you read it first.
Yeah, well, nobody reads anything.
You're right.
I mean, have you seen Reddit? All everyone does is post a headline, and then they go to the comment section.
I haven't ever Reddited it.
One day you will. I should not click the pen. That's going to become an annoying thing. I need my topics. You have all my topics. Give me my topics. Stop fucking sneezing.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. I just figured out how to log out of Facebook.
Oh my god.
Oh. So at least you like confrontation. That's fun.
No, I don't like confrontation at all. You gotta understand that I've got a long history of not getting in fights. And avoiding them at all costs. And being really afraid of that whole scene, if you can call it a scene.
I can't call it a scene.
Alright. Fair enough. But yeah.
Oh, email or mobile number. Good. Because I didn't want to enter a number. Bill, just come up with something.
Come up with something? Can't talk off the cuff at all. So I'll just go off one that's on the top there that I can read upside down.
What?
So I'll just go off of the topic. Never mind, I can't fucking talk. Yay, okay, so we're gonna talk about cars for a bit. You can take it out of my fucking face now. Thank you.
That's what she said.
I think I've written on there something like current cars and future cars. We'll start with just dream cars.
My dream car is realistic because I'm gonna win the lottery one day. And I would like the new Stingray and the old Stingray.
A new and an old.
Corvette Stingray, that is.
Something old,
I just like
something new, something borrowed, something blue. Right. It's like a wedding gift.
Yeah,
both cars.
And you're gonna give them both to me, I guess.
No.
Okay, so Bill, continue. What is your dream car, Bill? I want to know what your dream car is.
That is a hard question to answer because it's either like an old steam tractor or like a McLaren P1.
Night and day.
I either want something that I built myself, like a kit car, like a I can't remember the freaking brand. It was on Top Gear, but you can order as a kit. You can either order it assembled, or they'll just ship you a shitload of crates with parts, and you just have to bolt and weld it together.
Sounds terrible.
That's exactly what I would want to do. I would want a garage large enough that I could have a reserve space for building this thing over like the course of 3 years and then just play with it from there. But either that or like a McLaren P1. I just really like the look of it, the way it works since it's a hybrid. And shut up. But otherwise, like a McLaren F1, for example.
Wait, shut up. Are we a local business or place? A company, organization, or institution, a brand or product? Artist, band, or public figure, entertainment. I feel entertainment?
Entertainment. Answered your own question.
Yep, I should have just waited. Oh my lord, there's like so many different things. Are we like a radio station-ish?
So not just like a podcast?
LMNOP, no, all that's on P is performing arts. TV show, TV network.
Is there anything under internet?
Intranet? Nope. Okay, so if anybody's listening, I was supposed to make this social media like the day after we first recorded because Bill kept up his deal.
My end of the bargain and made the SoundCloud and the YouTube channel. Then I made it that night and like listened back to it on SoundCloud. So we have at least one listen.
Yeah, but I said I would take care of social media, and I'm terrible with social media. I didn't do anything.
God damn.
So I figured I'd do it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we're like a radio station.
That's fine.
Well, what the hell else would we be?
We need a call sign. We'll be 101.4.
Always wrong. I should put A as lowercase and then the rest of it as capital letters.
No.
But it's wrong.
No, don't. It's gonna bother me.
Get started. Okay, continue with your car. And your vagina.
Shut up. So it'd either be something like super technologically advanced, like a fucking Tesla or something, or something like really, really analog, like where I have to warm up the boilers before I can get it to go. It doesn't help that I've been watching like a model steam engine channel on YouTube for a lot of. It's part of my daily YouTube regimen because right now he's restoring an old Beam engine. I like steam engines. I like antique gas engines, antique diesel engines. Not sure why.
Maybe you like older women.
A little bit. I don't know why you had a fucking smirk over there. God damn it. I didn't hold up my end of the bargain though on making a theme song for the podcast or like a little intro.
Oh yeah.
But I've been working on that. No, that is not it.
I thought that was a good one.
It's
just right off the noggin. I'm surprised nobody's ever used it.
I hope I follow through on this, otherwise I'm gonna sound like a jackass. But it's gonna be kind of 8-bit sounding. It'll be in I think E flat major, but it'll have a 5 of 4 chord in there, so it'll sound kind of adventuring, almost like Lydian, but not quite. It'll be fine. I just have to figure out if I want it to be 30 seconds or 15 seconds. And I'm thinking 15. Because whenever there's a podcast with like anything over 30 seconds for an intro, it's like, oh my fucking god, get over yourself.
Like that Family Guy commercial where they're watching TV. And then there's more.
Oh, and then there's Mod.
Yeah.
Where the theme song she's going, and it's like, and then there's Mod. And then there's Mod. What the hell? And then there's Mod.
Yeah, you got it. You
Amelia Earhart
flew a lot of airplanes.
Just like,
and she never came back. That's all I remember.
So weird.
What are we about? Tell me about yourself. Always Wrong Podcast is a podcast about almost anything we can think of, period.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Okay. Wow, you actually like them?
Behind the curtain, audience, you get to hear us make the shit you're going to see later anyway, right now, after, whenever we post this.
This isn't a live stream, Bill.
You're a live stream.
Thank you.
Should we have we probably won't have a set recording schedule because there's no way to do that, but should we have a set day we upload the shit?
Yeah. Why can't we have a recording schedule? We'll just say every day. Oh, I was going to say every Wednesday. But yeah, we can't do every Wednesday because we can do every Wednesday at 6.
Yeah, that could work. Do we want to?
If I have gigs on Thursdays, there's no.
I don't know if I want to do the pressure of having it uploaded by like Thursday. I was thinking have this up by Monday.
Jesus, that's so long.
That's plenty of time for me to put it off until Sunday.
You know what? That's fine. Because if we end up doing video stuff like I really want to. Also, if we get 2 subscribers, Bill's going to come out in a dress.
Do you have basketball shorts?
I do have basketball shorts.
Okay.
Why would I not? Why do you not have basketball shorts? Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
we spoke about this in our last podcast.
I'm giving you a look that says, why would I sports? Ever. I don't sports. The only thing I do is tinker. That's the only thing I do.
With yourself?
Yes.
You're a tinker? We should get you a Tinkerbell dress. Mom, if you're listening and you have a Tinkerbell dress that will fit Bill, please send it my way.
Miss, no, I won't say her last name. Just don't. Just save me.
Miss Jacob's mom.
Miss Jacob's mom, could you just save me here, please? Have I ever met your mom?
I don't know. I feel like maybe...
I know I flaked out on McDonald's at one time.
Oh, you super flaked out on McDonald's at one time.
And I think your mom was like,
I had to type. Oh, is it always wrong with no spaces?
No, it has space.
Then what the hell? Where's us? Always wrong is a thing on SoundCloud without a space, but I couldn't find us. This could be a problem.
Yeah, we don't quite have the SEO yet. Search engine optimization for those who are not in the know. CERN cleared. Fuck, how would you find that?
I don't know, but if there's any strangers...
Type like Always Wrong Podcast.
Always Wrong Podcasts.
By the way, we have 2 followers.
Really? So you already have to wear a dress.
And 5 plays. Great.
Is it the Always Wrong Podcast episode 1 pilot?
Yes.
I'm just trying to get our website fucking... How do I get there? I'm trying to put it on our Facebook so that people can click on it and go to our shit.
You would click the profile button. Wherever that is. Oh, wait.
This is so... I'll do this later. You'll send me that link. I'll upload it to that a little bit later.
I think that is probably... Yeah, there's like it's like Always Wrong and a shitty long number after that. Yeah. We can have like a link shortener.
Well, let's skip that for now.
Yeah, I think record on Wednesdays and then have it up by the following Monday. So it'll be kind of a wide berth between our last podcast and this one. But I think that's going to be fine.
Okay.
And so that'll take care of that. That gives me time to compose music for it. And then,
So are we trying to be, like, all out by the next one?
What do you mean?
Like, are we trying to be able to have, like, our intro and, you know, Facebook, social media up and everything?
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have, like, at least Twitter. So at the end of the podcast, so like, you can find us at twitter.com/whatever.
Should our audience location be United States or Texas?
United States. Eventually this shit'll be global. Not anymore. No longer global. You can't do that. I'm leaving it in. That's your problem. God damn it.
What's our age group? 18 to 65 plus?
Sure, that'll be our demographic.
I really do like cougars. If you're a cougar and you're listening and you like a 21-year-old man, please send me some pictures.
Send me some pics. Ugh.
You can send it to my Facebook page at www.
Oh, reading comprehension. You can find us on the intranet at http hypertext protocol : whatever.
My Facebook page name is Buns of Steel if you want to find me.
God, you're such a dweeb.
You are, yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck you.
So, I feel like we should, not today because I don't want to do it today, but eventually, do that accent challenge again for our podcast and see how well it goes. Yeah.
I hurt inside when I think about that. I physically cringe when I think about how shitty that was and just how how dumb and full of myself I think I was or still am.
I thought it was pretty funny for like the first 5 minutes of it.
It went on for hours. It was like from noon until the end of the day.
Oh, it really was.
Friends were lost, I'm sure.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was a thing.
So today, I don't know what I was thinking, but this morning I have an 8 a.m., and I have a 9 a.m., and then I have a 10 a.m.
So you're kind of booked up on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I go from like 8 to 6 Wednesday and Friday. It sucks.
10-hour days. I remember college.
But today, after, my 9 a.m., I thought I was done. Because I have a 2-hour break after my 10 a.m. From 11 to 1, I have a nice little lunch break.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. And I totally just skipped my theory class. Yeah, I was on my way home. Like, I was getting through my front door, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Something important.
Yeah. I looked down at my coffee table and saw, my theory book, and I was like, oh, I have class now.
You're like, oh, look at that. I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I looked at my watch, and was 15 minutes into it.
And you're like, well, too late now.
Yeah.
I think I have done that. I've done that with lessons. On more than one occasion, I just didn't. It was usually like the first lesson of the year, and I read the chart wrong. And Doc's like, Bill, where are you? I'm like, what? It's like, your lesson's right now. I'm like, no, it's at 3. It's like, it's at 2. I'm like, fuck! All right, I'll be down.
There was definitely one time, like last semester, I don't remember, Doc had just sent out the email, and when you open up her emails, like the Excel sheet she sends you on your phone,
it's never going to format right.
It shifts it or something, and I remember going to work, and Mr. Shin just texted me. He's like, hey, you know your lessons now, right? And I was like, great. I was like, the paper says it's tomorrow. He's like, no, it's today. I was like, I'll be there in a little bit, Mr. Shin. He was like, okay, see you then. I show up, he's just smiling at me like, it's okay. It happened to everybody this week.
Yeah, it's just, you read the thing wrong, it's like, yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna do this. I don't have class tomorrow. I'm so busy tomorrow.
How?
I have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to leave my house by 7, so I can drive 30 minutes out to Crosbyton County.
Oh, okay. So
and
you got
fine-tune the whole, drum line. So 3 drums. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you got to run out to Crosbyton and do some drum tuning.
And then I have to leave by noon because I start my first day at Guitar Center. And that's going to be another 4 to 5 hours. So I'll end up leaving there maybe at 5.
And
then I have a gig at 7:30.
Yep.
So it's a pretty long day. I'm going to be very tired. Considering that pretty much every day except for today, I've had a gig. It's been pretty rough. I wish the first 2 were paying gigs, but still.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Gotta start somewhere. I say that. I've never gigged before. No idea.
It's okay. We're starting the band. Also, hey, if there's anybody listening on this podcast that is in Lubbock, Texas and would like to start a band, please like our Facebook.
Oh my god.
I will share that somehow to all of you. We will soon have a Twitter.
Probably.
You know what? I should make that now. I'll shout out our Twitter name. You guys can follow us.
You're making it as we go here.
Yep, sure.
I'm going to steer the ship back around to cars.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
We were.
Oh, here, you want this back?
Yes, I do.
No, I'm going to need this again in a little bit.
Damn it. I should have wrote it on a sticky note. What the fuck was I thinking?
You know what? We have cellular devices. Take a picture. Say click. Take a pic. Okay, continue about your vagina cars.
So we talked about dream cars. I sort of did. I was like, anything from column A to Rosie, pretty much. Current cars. What are we driving right now? What do you drive?
I'm driving a 2010 Chevy Aveo hatchback. And the car itself on the outside looks pretty okay. But my check engine light has been on for days. Like months, almost a year.
Oh my god.
And I found out that it's not because of something bad. It's just because my O2 sensor is out. And it's like $200 to fix. And if it's not causing my car any problems, I don't care. But it just got a real ghetto fix because my back window, my dog kind of broke it when she was, sticking her head out the window and doing all her fun business.
Really sticking your head out the window, like forcefully.
She was like trying to jump out, but she broke like the plastic thing that makes it go up and down, popped it outside of the rails. That's another $300 to fix. Okay. So it's fine. I just got some duct tape, some black duct tape, put it on my black tinted window.
It's fine.
You can't even tell. But it was just, I had to do it because it's been raining a lot, and best believe my freaking seat was soaking wet.
Oh god. I drive a 2011 Chevrolet Volt. It is I think the name for it is a range extended hybrid because it's got a little 10.6 kilowatt hour battery pack that'll take it about 35 miles. It's one of the older, I think the 2011 was the first generation of it. And then the other half of it is a little 4-cylinder generator that runs on gas. And so when the battery runs out, it just kicks on the motor, and it's great. I haven't bought gas since June. And that was the last time I went home. But, yeah.
Does that gas in your car ever go bad?
They thought about that, actually. The gas tank is pressurized. You can hear a little pump, pressurize it so it doesn't go stale as easily. Uh-huh. And then the car keeps track of how long the gas has been in there. So it'll be we need to burn some of the fuel that's been sitting here for a while. It's we'll let the engine burn it until it gets down to half a tank, and you can just freshen it up some more. It's oh, okay. But right now I'm at a quarter tank, because occasionally I need an extra range.
Username. Let's figure this out right here. Let's see if always wrong.
I'm sure it's taken. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm.
Hey, always wrong 69. It's available. Do you take it?
Sure. And then you can just change the display name to always wrong.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, let's see. What did it say?
We go ahead and confirm our Twitter account since I got the email.
That's Facebook.
And also silence my phone.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Stupid.
How do I forgot how to...
We're glad you're here, always wrong. Alright, let's go. What are you interested in? Women.
Dudes. I'm into
dudes.
Oh, we can add Ellen DeGeneres and Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury.
On our YouTube channel, I added a lot of the stuff we mentioned.
We have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I made it.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
I do remember now.
You kind of get one for free when you get the Gmail account.
Yeah.
If you're an audience member and would like to send us anything, well, not anything, don't be gross, but send us questions and shit, you can. What's the fucking email address? Let's find out. Email address is.
I'm adding Ellen DeGeneres. I like her.
Oh my god. You can send an email to always69wrong@gmail.com.
Please send us something so we know somebody made it this far. It would make my day if somebody said, "Oh my god."
What?
Miley Cyrus's picture?
We're talking pop culture today.
We're talking technology.
No.
That was yesterday? Last week?
We made so many of those. There was 3 times we said that. Or actually, 3 times I said that joke.
Okay, I know you like Daniel Tosh. I'm indifferent. Do we want to follow him?
I actually don't like Daniel Tosh
so
much.
Well, we're not going to follow him. Jimmy Kimmel?
No.
Ellen DeGeneres has 2? What the hell?
Is that the real Ellen DeGeneres?
I don't know. Looks the same. Jimmy Fallon has 2? I don't care. I really I'll follow him twice.
Oh, 2 accounts? That's funny.
Barack Obama.
Barack?
Let's talk Donald Trump.
Oh boy. I haven't followed him much until I haven't followed him closely except for whatever makes the headlines. So the first big headline from him was that he was running. Then it was that he just shit all over Mexicans for a little while, talking about the border, called them murderers and rapists, and that's not cool. And then
you can share stuff to her. Oh, you know what? I can share it to our Facebook.
You mean link the Twitter to the Facebook?
No, I can link this video to the Twitter.
That'd be a good idea.
I'm trying to say right now.
That's something I did on the last podcast. I did a link dump, so like as it plays, whenever it hits where that is, it'll show the comment, and that'll be where the link is.
I don't care what you're saying.
Fuck off. It's for on SoundCloud. But my opinion now is a little bit different actually, cause yeah, way to go. Cause yeah, he portrays himself as kind of an asshole.
But he has so much publicity on him.
He does. But here's the funny thing. He's kind of lampooning the whole political process. In one, I think it was the first Republican debate where he was up on stage with all those weirdos and looked like an animatronic puppet, which is creepy. He outright said to somebody something like, "It's like, go ahead, I'll pay you like $1 million to change your mind." It's like, I know where you get your money. He was like, "Oh, that was forward." So it's like, no, I don't really like his politics and all that, but I do appreciate that he's kind of making a joke out of the political process. It's like, oh, it really does work this way. Huh. And it's, if you're a staunch Democrat, you're like, hi, he's making the party look stupid, but they've been plenty capable of doing that by themselves in some cases. On the other side of the aisle, the Democrats are like having no debates. And it's making people real mad. We're talking politics today.
We're talking all kinds of things today. The only reason I asked is because I saw this funny Donald Trump video that I thought was hilarious. It's also on our Twitter now. Our Twitter name is AlwaysWrong69 if you would like to follow us. We are following 5 people, which are all comedians, and we have 1 tweet as of right now. It would be great if you could always follow us.
I'm gonna search for us now.
At AlwaysWrong69. But the video I just shared is really great. It's comedian George Lopez.
Oh.
Yeah, he's calling himself Donald Trump is or something like that. It's hilarious. Donaldo Trump is.
I don't know if that's right.
It is hilarious.
Oh, look, we're an egg. We got the egg for the contact picture.
For now, I got an idea of what I want, but...
Oh, yeah, I noticed that you watch a lot of videos off of Facebook.
That's all I use Facebook for. It's like hilarious to just watch a bunch of things sometimes. I get really bored. And when I poop, I like to do something. And typically I would play games, but I'd be in there for hours just playing a game. And I would get so determined to beat, the level. Or...
Oh, there's nothing like, sitting on the toilet till your legs go numb.
I actually just saw a video about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so it got to a point where it was kind of a bad habit. So I just started watching videos now, and I get kind of bored.
So every time you've got like a slew of videos, that's when you're pooping?
Yep.
Okay, I will use that to my advantage later.
You can definitely
I'll just comment like, so how was it? Everything come out okay? Take the Browns to the Super Bowl?
I sure did. My favorite poop, I think, is my morning poops. Empty tree play followed me.
But
God
damn it, I did it again. Like, I say it, but I don't know what I'm going to say, so just like, dot. Yeah,
You're annoying.
Politics are weird.
Politics.
They're real weird. I could keep ranting, but...
Yeah, I don't care. I saw this video and it made me think of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
But I think, candidate-wise, Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders are just doing things to, like, kind of lampoon the political process.
I like Bernie Sanders.
I do, too.
I think we're rambling a lot on this
We
one.
are. I'll edit this one a lot closer to take out some of the pauses, maybe trim some of the stuff that's not as interesting, or I won't do any of that, and it'll just be like seconds and minutes of silence.
Nah, we're gonna lose all our followers. All 2 of our subscribers.
One of those is me.
Oh shit. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
It sure as hell ain't me.
I sent it to a couple friends and family just to see if they were interested.
Well, either way, we still have 2 subscribers, so you still have to wear a dress.
That's why I asked for basketball shorts. You can stretch that and wear it like a dress. That's my plan.
I don't have stretchy basketball shorts like that.
Oh, you don't?
Why would I have stretchy basketball shorts like that?
Why would I know if you would or wouldn't? What's the difference in basketball shorts? Why would you not have stretchy basketball shorts?
Because then you see your dick flopping around everywhere.
True.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, sometimes. But I also set up all the equipment.
You're right.
So I'm like smart in like 4 areas. After that, it's a crapshoot. My next topic is music.
Yay! Something I kind of know about.
Letting me be myself. How about we start with just like genres we like?
Okay.
You go first.
I like cougar music.
God.
If you don't know what that is, it's where they get a bunch of cougars sounds.
Is that like yacht rock?
I don't know.
I said yacht rock. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Is it? Are you about to play?
I am not
a cougar
about
call?
to play a cougar call.
Is it? Look, I remember one time. This is a fucking story. So, one time I'm out at a friend's house, and they decide they want to go like hunting.
Okay.
So they load up a 30-06, and they go out in their Suburban and they just blast sounds of dying rabbits that they had on a CD. And we must have sat out there for like hours waiting, and nothing happened. It was just a waste of time listening to like just like dying rabbit noises. Like this is uncomfortable. Anyway, so music genres. What do you actually like?
I like a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have for some reason started to get into jazz a lot more than I have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting better at playing it or what the deal is, but I've just embraced jazz and just I don't consider myself to be a purist in any way because I can only listen to it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, there are times when jazz gets really difficult to listen to, where it's like this is work.
Yeah, and you know, lately I've been catching myself like 9 times out of 10 I'll be listening to jazz, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since it's my major, that's my scholarship. So it's nice to be able to enjoy something.
Yeah. Did you ever like move away or move towards genres as you grew up? You have phases at all?
Yeah, I had this weird ska band phase last year or the year before.
That fucking...
You should also check out our Twitter page picture. It's pretty nice. Growing up, I didn't really have too much phases. I mean, I've listened... I listened to...
What a train wreck. How about that?
I listened to whatever my brothers were listening to, so whatever. I didn't really have a big sense of music. I was really into dancing, though. That probably was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, that fucking song.
I know you love that song.
You should send me that picture so I could put it on the other...
Yeah, for sure. I'll email it to us.
Yeah. Email it to us. I had... The first music I remember listening to, there was like a kids music tape that my parents would play for me. It wasn't like kids. It wasn't Kids Bop. They had better taste in that, but it was a lot of folk songs and stuff like that. So like, if you were like all the songs we learned in Music for Children, it's stuff like that. So like a lot of those songs, like, oh yeah, I remember this. So like kid songs and folk songs and stuff like that, just stuff like that. The next thing I remember is when I would ride with my grandpa to this like random RV park out in like Belleville.
That sounds.
He would listen to like Bob Wills and Ray Price is I think his name, but like old Texas country. I remember it was on like tapes and everything, not 8 tracks, but cassette tapes. So I remember kind of enjoying that, or at least now it's kind of a nostalgia thing.
So is that why you enjoy working out to Conway Twitty?
Write that down. That's a story for later. Conway Twitty.
Shit, I was gonna say something, I forgot. Okay, you can finish. I'll let you finish.
After, I'd say I started sort of kind of getting my own musical identity in high school, or no, middle school. Sorry. And that was a lot of. I really enjoyed electronica. Now it'd be referred to as like EDM because that just kind of covers the gamut, but it was.
Is that like
yes, it would be like techno music or electronica stuff like that. I just I didn't get a lot of access to it until like my family got a car with a XM satellite radio, and there's like a channel, I think it was called The System, was devoted to that. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And so I would a lot of EDM and electronica, also a lot of alternative rock, like again because of XM, the Alt Nation channel, and also again because of XM, the comedy channel. They had a stand-up comedy channel.
Yeah, I know. I enjoyed listening to that.
I listened to that so much that I knew when they were repeating their sets. So I just was like, oh yeah, they played this already. And then that made me want to be like a stand-up comedian for a while. Like there was a period in high school where my career path was going to be a stand-up comedian. And
I could see that, Bill.
I guess, but it's a lot of work.
I found our theme song, by the way.
What is our theme song?
I will play it for you now. Oh, there's no volume.
Yesterday, I learned the difference between a train and a boat. I wrote this song before that. Train on the water, boat on the track. Train on the water, boat on the track.
Yeah.
He took the train across the Atlantic. I hope it don't sink like the Titanic. I went to the station called a
And you could stop playing that before we get a copyright strike. Way to go, asshole. No, that is not our theme song.
Oh.
I'll work on that intro. What was I saying? Okay, so like EDM and alt rock and stand-up comedy channel. My taste kind of stayed the same. Oh, there's also a little bit of alternative Christian rock because I played in an alternative Christian band, so I would occasionally listen to that music.
Did you play a drum set?
I did. Poorly. And
You said it.
I'm just telling you the truth. It was not very good. And my taste didn't really change until college. It started kind of at Blinn because I was exposed to way more, like contemporary band music and classical music and stuff. And then it really went haywire when I got to tech because that's when I started, hearing like Snarky Puppy and stuff like that. But I remember Dr. Burke back at Blinn would say things like, yeah, I remember I had a phase where I was really into Indian music.
Indian?
Yeah.
Like from India?
Yes. Like a lot of tabla and stuff. Like I think I don't know if she had a lesson on tabla, but she was just like really into tabla for a while. I haven't had anything that weird, but there was a period, I think my second year at tech, where I was really into Steve Reich. Steve Reich. His song Different Trains with all the recordings of the Holocaust victims.
Yeah.
I listened to that on repeat for like 3 weeks straight.
That's strange.
That is very strange. That was around TMEA that time. Because I remember the host family we stayed with, because someone was offering, was like, oh, what music do you listen to? And I was like, well, here you go. And I started playing it like, okay, that's strange.
Johnny, I don't think we should let him stay here.
And I'd say now what I listen to, it's really whatever gets stuck in my head. And right now that is a lot of EDM, but that's also a lot of Snarky Puppy, which I guess is kind of a contemporary jazz fusion.
You know what it's going to be after this?
What?
Train on the water, boat on the track.
Shut up. See, you don't understand, or I think I've told you this before, but every time you sing something or do something that's remotely memorable, it gets stuck in my head and plays for months.
I know.
And it ruins me. Because I'll be like trying to sleep.
Wait, what?
Ruins me?
Ruins?
Am I saying that weird? Ruins me?
Ruins.
Ruins me.
Cool whip.
I had a teacher in high school that would say ruined like ruined. It's
Ruined?
like, you ruined it. I'm like...
Oh, speaking about this, sidetrack again. Have you ever heard anybody say wash or
Yes.
wash different? Weird?
My third grade? No. 6th grade teacher, this was at another private school, the one in Hempstead, she had an accent that would make her say things like Washington and wash your clothes. And then actually I also had another teacher at the private school in Brenham that talked that way.
I've never heard anybody say that, but apparently it's very common.
I think that's are you referring to that image that was passed around Facebook that's like West Texas accents?
Yeah, kind of. But even before that, in my jazz ensemble, we were talking about that. Like, our professor was talking about how he heard people say that for the first time. And I've never heard that.
I don't know. My family's from, like, Wyoming and Houston. So, that's a state and a city. Wyoming and Texas. But no, I don't think anyone in our family says wash. It's all like wash.
Yeah.
But I've heard people say Washington, Warshadashers or whatever. But that's like, I always thought that was East Texas, but that might be like far West Texas. Well, actually, no, you grew up in El Paso. Did you ever hear any of that in El Paso?
No. Then again, everybody spoke Spanish.
What West Texas is that thing referring to?
I don't know.
Because I don't hear people
Maybe
talk
they
that way.
meant the other West Texas.
I think they meant East Texas. That's where you get kind of more nasally and twangy accents there.
Reckon the town ain't big enough for the two of us.
John Wayne, probably. Yeah, accents are weird. Talking about music. Yeah, it's just whatever gets stuck in my head now. So it's like, if there's a song on the what song? It was "Where Are You Now" by, I think it's
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I think it's Skrillex and Justin Bieber.
I thought it was Tiesto.
It's probably not Tiesto. Has Tiesto done anything? Is he still a douchebag? I thought people hated him.
I don't know. I kind of like him.
I don't know. I don't listen to Tiesto. I haven't, or maybe I don't. Yeah, I just don't know. But no, I heard that song in the T-Mobile store when I was getting my new phone, and I was remarking how like that high part is like something that's kind of been sampled and then like cranked with overdrive, but it doesn't quite fit in time. It's like beep 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 beep. It's that noise, but it doesn't happen really in time with everything else. It's kind of like almost tripletized somewhere. And I always thought that was kind of cool. Pentatonics did a cover of that song, and that's super cool.
Pentatonics is just amazing.
Yeah, I feel like they're the first a cappella band that's like really gotten the texture of the songs they cover, and so they're pleasant to listen to. All the other groups I've heard just kind of sound like people singing, and Pentatonics sounds like an arrangement for instruments.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think they do a much better job of shaping their syllables that they sing with to sound like whatever, like if it's an electronic, like whatever pads are being used, whatever like little stabs are being used. So I've always enjoyed them as a group.
I cannot find who the fuck does this right now.
That's fine. Speaking of a cappella music, it was like the last few months I lived at the duplex. Me and Derek got way into a cappella music, and it started becoming who could find a video of who could sing lower, Avi Copland, or this other guy from, I think the group's called Home Free.
Is it that country band?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where they did like it was Ring of Fire, but it was like, get, and it was over that beat. So I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess that's...
What's that show? Was it called like the Sing Off or something?
Yeah, they went on the Sing Off.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard of
They were featured, but...
Did you ever watch... It's this video that I like to share from time to time because I like watching it. It's like these older men, they sing This Old House, and When the Saints Go Marching In. It's got like a twisted turn when it's really good. I'm actually gonna share it on our Twitter right now because I can.
It doesn't make sense to share it now on Twitter and then for not see it until Monday. So maybe you could like save those in an email to me.
Okay.
That would be nice. That way I could put them in the link dump later. Shut up. And yeah, it was me and Derek just like going back and forth, like, no, listen to this song, no, listen to this song. And so it's like listening to, they do covers, but on their albums they also have some originals, and those are super cool.
That's cool.
I want to take their song I'll Run, I think it's Run to You is what it's called, and I have the sheet music for it. I kind of want to arrange it for a percussion ensemble, but I'm lazy. So we talked about genres.
I didn't even talk about mine.
Well, then finish fucking talking about it.
Bruno Mars, when you listen to this, please know that I am a very nice person and that you are my favorite, and I would love to play in your band whenever your brother cannot sit. But that's pretty much all I had to say. I mean, I like listening to a lot of pop stuff. Michael Jackson things.
Oh, you never finish. Oh, you never double.
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. Keep going. Continue.
That's pretty much it. You made me weird now.
I was just making, fellatio noises. So is Bruno Mars a genre? Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick.
Did you see the guy that made that video about mayonnaise and instrument?
Yeah, he recorded some mayonnaise sounds. He's like, is mayonnaise an instrument? Is mayonnaise? It just went over.
Yeah, that guy was cool. Yeah, but I'm pretty much done. I like a little bit of everything. I'm not too whatever. Music is for the mood, and it depends on my mood.
I forgot. I had a lot of phases.
You had a lot of what?
Phases of like music that I liked. I had a metal phase for a little while, and I had a very brief rap phase.
Did you now? Let's talk about that.
And
who was your favorite rapper? Was it Eminem because he looks like you?
No.
I really like Eminem actually.
He's good. He's a good performer.
Yeah, he's probably one of my favorites.
Whoever sings "Chain Hang Low."
Oh my god.
I just really like that song. That's the first. I think it's the first song I ever bought on a music service.
iTunes?
It wasn't iTunes. It was like Music Match, some old media match. I don't remember the name of the program. I just remember that it would look like. It wasn't like Winamp or anything. It was a proprietary program that I think Yahoo put out.
Yahoo!
Oh god, I wonder when that company's gonna go under.
So Jibs?
What?
Jibs? That's who sings "Do Your Chain Hang Low."
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Who'd you think it was? Is that the only rap song? Was that your phase? You would listen to that song?
It was that song. It was. Is there a song called "Pop My Trunk"? It's like "Pop My Trunk" and "Pop My Collar."
I know there's a song that says "Ever since I could remember, I've been popping my collar."
No. Okay, so maybe it was just like, again, when I said very brief, this was like a week and then it was over.
Pop my trunk. Let's see. There's a song called "Pop My Trunk" by Wino Pop. Let's look at the lyrics. Did your parents know about this?
Probably not. I was too afraid to turn my radio up. Didn't want to bother anybody.
Did it start off by saying, "Where them haters at?"
Yes, it did.
Where them haters at, man? I just want everybody to know that it says where dem, D-E-M, haters, H-A-T-A-Z, at. And Maine is spelled capital letters M-A-Y-N-E.
Ah, yes. The traditional spelling.
Yeah.
I've also seen M-A-N-G a lot. I'm not sure why.
Mang.
I don't know why people do that. It's weird.
Speaking about Mang, it reminded me of manga. And
Manga.
Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with?
I'm familiar with the anime. I hadn't finished it yet because it had English subtitles, and I tend to listen to things more than I watch them.
I think on like Crunchyroll there's an English dub.
I should like dump some money on Crunchyroll because I watch enough anime that it's worth it.
Like it for free and just watch it with commercials.
I don't like to do that because I have to remember to. Oh wait, what? There's commercials. I can do that.
Yeah, I think that's what I had.
Shit, I might have to do some Crunchyroll then.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I recently found out there was a movie, like an actual legitimate, It looks like real life.
Yeah, live action.
Yeah, yeah. And it was showing at the Alamo Draft House here on Saturday.
This Saturday?
This past Saturday.
Oh, damn it.
And I really wanted to see it. And it was sold out. And they only had one showing of it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just couldn't believe it. I was so sad. Because it looks really good. Yeah. And then they had the second part. Because it's two movies. It's the first part and then the second part.
Mm-hmm.
And the second showing was yesterday. And I couldn't see that. Yeah, I know. I was pretty upset.
Yeah,
but...
you were a little busy. How'd that go, by the way? How'd the concert go?
Yeah, well, it was actually better than the first one. Everybody kind of knew their stuff.
Maybe. It helps when everyone's prepared.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Oh, man.
Wait, before we leave the music, the first song, I've been trying to say this forever. The first song I ever learned, like, the actual words to and would sing was Chattahoochee by Alan Jackson.
Oh, yes.
Believe it or not.
Well, I went down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
It was so catchy.
Somebody went to me.
Yeah.
I learned how to swim, but I learned who I was. A lot about living and a little about love. I had a friend on a Friday night. Pyramid cans on a pair of moonlight. Bring back women. Buddy, bang, 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 bang. Okay, that's enough. We're going to need a copyright strike.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that was nowhere near the real key.
No, it was not. Well, might have been.
Anyways, yeah, my mom used to love Alan Jackson, George Strait, and all this stuff. My mom was white somewhere.
My sister was, because we lived out on a farm-ish, we lived on land that we occasionally used to raise livestock and sometimes crops, but never consistently like it was our living. It was just a hobby, really. But, damn it again. My sister was really big into, like, Western stuff. That country Western is what I mean. So, like, she became, like, horse crazy for a while. She became, like, a horse girl. Still is, pretty much. And then, way into country music. Way into reality TV about, like, country living, apparently.
Okay.
And
wasn't there a Nashville channel at some point or something like that?
I don't know if we ever had it. That's like usually a satellite package. We didn't get satellite till a lot later. We lived out in the boondocks. All we had was dial up and cable that came from pointing this big ass antenna like across the river at a substation somewhere. It was a whole to do. So she was big into that. Like I remember, and because we were twins, everything had to be kind of fair. This next part isn't going to make sense for that though. So when she got horseback.
She got horseback.
When she got some horseback riding lessons.
When she got real strong.
When she got horseback riding lessons. I also had to have them. And I hated every minute of it. I hate horses because of this whole experience now. Horses are fucking dumb. They're like giant dogs, but stupider.
I can only imagine you with your shit face on the back of a horse while your sister's having the time of her life.
She was ecstatic, and I'm like, I really don't want to ride the horses. And like, oh, come on. It'll be a valuable skill to learn. Nope.
When have you ever had to ride a horse after that, bro?
Never, actually. Never had to ride a horse since.
Oh my gosh.
I think the only other time I was riding a horse was for like a horse tour in Galveston.
Really?
And inevitably, when you go on a horseback tour, I almost said bareback tour. Oops.
Whoa. Let's hear that story.
You'll always have a horse that either is too slow or is like the alpha of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it'll just decide, I'm going to fucking take off. And it'll run at full gallop. And that happened to me. So I'm like, I'm not ready for this. And it's like, fuck! I don't think I said that. I'm like, oh my god! It just fucking took off. Like, I think it had to catch up with the rest of the group.
That is hilarious.
I don't remember the horse's name, and I don't really care to.
I bet his name was like something cute, like Bubbles.
Bubbles or Rusty. Something like that. Yeah, horses. That's what it was. So we eventually got horses. Like, we owned 3 horses at one point. And my sister would ride them, and I never rode them. The most I ever did was, like, feed them and give them hay, and maybe... I don't know if I ever raked out the stable. I hope I didn't, because that's awful.
How big are their poops? I feel like they have ginormous poops.
About that big. About big as that 1/10 scale RC truck.
That's it? I thought it'd be bigger. You were making sound effects.
That's not what I meant. I mean, I don't remember. I haven't handled horse shit in a while.
You should. So, I feel like you would kind of know this. What are the laws on like street playing and stuff? Like, what if I want to take my drum set out and play on the street?
I should know this since I work in code enforcement.
Yeah,
but I haven't asked. I feel like in bigger cities, like in San Antonio, whatever, you might actually want to get a busking permit, or that might be some other city thing. I feel like if you just set up and go, you can probably sit there for an hour or two before somebody comes along to hush you up.
I don't even want to busk. I just want to maybe like go to the park where I live. Well, go to the park near the house where I live and just like play.
I don't know. I think you'd want to do that anywhere there's foot traffic, but there's really not a lot of foot traffic in Lubbock. I mean, maybe on game day near the stadium, but what are you going to play? Like,
I'm not doing it for money. I'm just to like practice.
Oh, just to practice?
Yeah, like because I can't play obviously inside my apartment.
If I had disposable income, I would downsize a house to just like regular apartment, but then I'd rent like warehouse space for like a practice space.
Or you could go to the university where you will be attending school and just fucking practice there.
I mean, like, for general use. Like, there's that building downtown that's, like, brick and has, like, white accents on it. And my dream would actually be to take that and turned it into like a performing arts center.
That'd be cool.
Have like an auditorium in there, but then like a bunch of practice rooms.
Like how we use the Galaxy auditorium, like the church.
Yeah, like the Legacy.
That's what I meant to say. What did I say? Galaxy?
You said Galaxy? I'm like, Galaxy? The fuck?
Galaxy far, far away.
That wasn't even close. Never mind.
I was gonna let it slide.
But...
I was gonna ask you something. So yeah, you should figure that out for me.
Let me write a note to myself.
Yeah, and then I have a little pocket juice amp. We can plug your bass into it or whatever you have, and we can just go jam, make some monies.
Maybe. Now, I know we hand out permits for like grand openings and placing signs and stuff like that, so it's probably in there somewhere. Maybe if those things are related at all.
Well, you have until tomorrow afternoon.
Well, let's hope I remember.
Well, you better. If not, you give me all your things.
Shit.
All of your things.
Stakes are high.
Yep.
Hope I remember. Goddamn. So still talking about music.
Talking music today.
In the same vein as the car, what instruments do we have now, and what would be a dream instrument?
A dream instrument. That is good because I don't know. Instrumentation right now, I tend to sell a lot of things because I always like to sell shit.
I should probably learn to start selling things.
Well, you're kind of good with money. I like to spend a lot of money.
I'm not that good.
But I also I don't have a lot of space in my house. So I've sold my flute, my clarinet, a trombone that you never got to teach me how to play.
Shut up.
I've sold several drum sets just because I like to buy, sell, and trade them.
Mm-hmm.
Refinish them.
I've been looking for like a flute and a clarinet. Like I'd like the basic woodwinds. I really want a bass clarinet, just so I can make dubstep noises. Just for that reason. I'll figure out how to play it better. Because I figured.
But as for instruments I own now, I think I just own my drum set.
Really?
Yeah.
What about ukuleles?
Oh yeah, I have
like
four.
Include everything.
I have 4 ukuleles. I have a guitar somewhere. I have a lot of side percussion instruments,
accessory percussion.
Yeah, shit that I
not a triangle. Need. That's for sure.
I don't have a triangle or a tambourine, which are both things that I need. I used to have a lot of snare drums, and I've sold all of them, which kind of sucks right now. Cause you see, I never thought I was gonna get to gig.
Yeah.
I was like, what do I need all this for? But now that I'm actually getting gooder at playing, the trap set.
The old drum trap.
Yeah.
The old kick and slap.
I don't know, but yeah. It's kind of... I don't know. I kind of wish I would have sold a lot of it, but whatever. I'll be famous one day drumming for Bruno Mars or some other pop band. Maybe Jay-Z. I can be like Tony Royster or something. But yeah, I think that drum set is pretty much the only thing I own right now.
The only major thing?
Yeah.
How about a dream instrument?
Dream instrument? Well, I don't know.
Would it be like a warehouse full of shit?
Kind of, because I would like to own like a 5.5 octave marimba.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing. And I don't even play marimba that much, but I like to play marimba.
Yeah.
I would also like to have some vibes because I kind of want to get good at playing jazz vibes.
Oh yeah, that's something I'd like to kind of work on. So I took that intro to jazz harmony class.
That class is fun.
Did you take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun class, but it's hard.
It was definitely hard.
Can you play a boom the 4/5/1s?
Yes.
I still have those papers.
Do you really?
I do.
I don't have anything. I gave them all to our piano player in our jazz thing last year because she was terrible.
Yeah, because I still have those, and sometimes I say to myself, I'm going to get those 12 pages where it's all the scales and all the chords and just go through them because they're all 3-finger voicings. Yeah. And I never do because I'm just lazy.
You should, especially because we're about to start a jazz band.
I was thinking about that.
Get it together because our guitar player, Brock, said he might do it. He said he was fully down.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and he's good. Oh, but yeah, my dream instrument, I think it would be a really good drum set. I've been kind of weird with brands lately. When I first started playing drum set, I really wanted a Gretsch. Gretsch was the cool thing for me that I really wanted. I've always kind of been against pearls, but they're not bad. I just don't like the way they're Tom's mount. I don't like that two separate things. I like having like the little rack.
Oh yeah,
holder.
they have the two poles
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
I'm not a
it's
big
just
fan
like
of
an
it.
extra spot for something to rattle. Just like
Yeah,
it's not a good idea.
I'm not a fan of that. You know, I like the way yours mount and stuff. I like the way mine mounts now. I like that. But I was watching this Ludwig documentary, and I didn't know that they were so in depth with their drums, which is why I ended up getting this Ludwig. But they put a lot of time into their drums, and I really like that because Pearl. The reason I got into drum restoration is because my Pearl warped immediately, like the
lower end pearls. And actually, I learned this when I was running around TMA asking if I could like get involved in the manufacturing side. A lot of companies have shipped their manufacturing overseas to China and Taiwan, and so the lower end pearls, and I think all pearls actually, but lower end especially, are going to be made in China, and really a lot of low end anything is going to be made there. The only exception for that is probably Adams, which is made in Holland, but otherwise it's like China or Singapore, and you can get good equipment out of that, but you know, product quality can kind of vary out of those situations.
Yeah, I was just kind of, like, I don't know. I was never a fan. But now, like, I used to want a Yamaha Stage Custom because that's what I played in high school. And that kit looked amazing because it was like a Yamaha Stage Custom. And it looked like a custom rep. It had like that pearlescent kind of, it was like the wood finish. Yeah. But it had that pearlescent, like purpley glow to it. And I always wanted one of those. And then now it's kind of like a medium area drum. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what my dream drum set is yet. But I know, like, dream instrument would probably be, like, a pretty decent drum set with great cymbals that I'm going to include
equipment in there, like recording equipment or whatever. Anything along those lines you'd want to include?
Yeah. I would like to have a studio. I've always wanted to, you know, be a producer. I've always wanted to be a studio drummer and stuff. Like, if I could start a recording studio and stuff, that would be awesome. If I had that kind of knowledge, I would be ecstatic. But that's what I have you for. But yeah, I would love to have a good set of mics that I could use on the drum set. But I mean, there's just so much that I want. Yeah, you know, it's like it's hard to choose something.
That's being a musician, the gear aspect. It's like, well, it's like, oh, this pedal will make my guitar sound a certain way. It's like, do you need it? Well, no, but and so. When I think about, you know, instruments I have now and dream instruments I have now, oh god,
we'll start with. Have enough time in this podcast.
Oh, this is going to be the next 15 minutes probably. I've got a Gretsch 6-piece Catalina Ash drum set. I bought it as a shell kit back when I was, I think, 16 or something like that. No, 15, and so it's getting close to 8 years old, I think. Let's see, that particular kit's made in China, but it's the, I think, aquamarine or green color that they offer. The other one's a red.
It's an ugly color.
It is an ugly color. I mean, it could be a better.
I'm just an asshole. I know. It's actually really nice. I kind of like it.
It's, well, all the drums are torn to shit in back because they used to haul that thing around a bit. That's what I've got now. The cymbals are all, B8 bronze from Sabian, you know, bottom of the line introductory level, and I really want new cymbals, probably some Zildjian because they tend to have a little more silver.
What do you want?
Zildjian. I'll get to that later. I don't know.
That's fair.
I've got a jam block, bar chime. I had a fucking cowbell.
I was gonna see if you found it so I could use it.
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere between here and Hempstead. It could be anywhere in a 400-mile span. Don't know. And I have a mounted tambourine. And then, like, the only specialty thing there is, like, a double kick from PDP. Not a top-of-the-line brand, but they work fine for me. And then a clutch from Gibraltar on the hi-hat that can disengage, so you can do double kick and closed hi-hat at the same time, which I use a lot. Moving away from... Actually, stay with drums for a second. I have a Pearl Philharmonic concert snare drum with a Pearl stand. That's probably the nicest thing I own, honestly, because it's... like concert ready. I mean, I could probably tune a little better because I haven't touched that in a while, but it sounds okay. I used that. No, I did not use that on my recital. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I've used it in little like studio recitals before. And then for equipment, I've got a shitload of mallets. in like 4 stick bags, one of which is a gig bag to hold my bass mallets. Then I've got a Allen Abel triangle, Grover tambourine, which are like kind of the standards or just what was recommended to me. If we move away from concert, percussion and percussion in general, stringed instruments. So I have the McNally strum stick that I bought on a family trip to Arkansas. I have a little cigar box bass guitar that a friend's grandmother made me, that the strings are weed eater wire, and it scares the hell out of me to tune it because it's gonna snap one day. I have a Squire, whatever, bass guitar that I traded my old Rogers drum set for. So I got that for free. And I haven't done anything to it. I had a friend like clean it up once and check the internals, but I've never
changed the strings.
No, I have not. I should, because duh, they're old. They're probably 10 years old, because I don't know how long the guy had it before me. Other stringed instruments. I think that's it for stringed instruments. I used to own...
What about your little talking stick?
That's the strum stick. The McNally strum stick is what that is. It's a 3-string tuned DAD, and it's got diatonic fretting, so there's like no wrong notes. Kind of like get out and play it. No, waste of time. That'll be like a bonus video somewhere. Except I'm not like particularly good at that. Moving away from strings to wind. I got a bunch of my dad's brass instruments. He wasn't really using them, and I asked if I could just have them. And then my like Christmas gift to myself was taking them to a local shop and getting them cleaned up and put back in working order. They weren't in bad shape, but the cases has gotten wet. And so I've got a, I think it's Elkhart baritone. I'm not sure when it's from. The shop I took it to said their best guess is anywhere from 1920 to 1950. Because it's silver, it was probably U.S. Navy horn, and the case says like U.S. on it, so it easily could have been a like a Navy band horn, which is cool.
That is cool.
It's super easy to play. You can make a good sound on it with no effort at all. But it is a 3-valve baritone, so like a professional baritone player or euphonium player would not use it. I have a Richards, a little pea shooter trombone that's got some acid rot on the lacquer, but it works fine. Good for just screwing around on. And then a Con or a King, I think it's a 4B trombone with an F attachment. That's a large bore. The pea shooter is small bore, and that one's large bore. That one, it's got a lot of acid rot on the slide, but you could probably get away with using that in like an intermediate ensemble. Any other wind instruments? I have a brass penny whistle tuned in D that I use to make annoying noises whenever I'm streaming or talking with people on Skype because it's the worst sound ever. When I made the technical difficulties music for Nerd Codex, that's the melody comes from that thing, and that was just me screwing around for like 12 bars. But it's just me like just bing, 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 and it's just screwing around, but it became funny. And then Derek actually did an a cappella version of it. We haven't used it, but he sent me a version where he covered all the parts with his voice, and it was actually really good. What else do I have? Moving away from winds, I have a Roland FP7 digital piano. I think it's actually a stage piano, whatever. I remember, I always loved the FP series of Roland pianos. I remember playing on them at the first place I had piano lessons. I thought they were like the best piano sound for electronic keyboard. And then when Blinn got new keyboards, one of the new keyboards was an FP7. And I was like in love with it because it's got really nice sounds, good functionality, it just looks nice to me. So that was one of the big things I used my college fund for. Because I was using so little money going to community college, I spent some of that college fund on equipment. So that's where I got my sticks, that's where I got my recording equipment, and that's where I got my my keyboard. And so I used that to get myself through class piano by practicing at home. And I use it all the time. If I make a song and I need a piano sound, I use that because it sounds great. And then just whenever I need to get an idea out of my head, I just go to that piano. I have it's called like a Master Key 49. It's this little crappy off-brand MIDI controller for USB. Checking the time. So it's been 15 minutes. I told you. I use that with Reason to compose on the computer. I have MIDI outputs on that FB7, but I don't have little knobs I can control like pitch bend and modulation and stuff. So that's why I bought that one. Any other instruments? There's probably more, and I just can't remember them. I have a mini cajon that we used at the apartment complex to do La Bamba, and about 46 kazoos. Oh, and a djembe.
Oh yeah, you do have a djembe.
Have anything else? And a harmonica. And I think that's it. If we go to equipment, I've got... it's not worth listing.
If we still have any listeners by this point,
We'll have like one gearhead's like, yeah!
and you would like to hear us play any of these instruments, let us know. We'll come up with some stuff.
We'll do whatever you want. Please, we just live to entertain.
Also, our Twitter name again is @alwayswrong69. Come follow us. We will be posting regularly.
Probably. I hope you will, because I'm lazy as hell.
Man, I'm terrible.
As for dream instruments...
Oh yeah, we haven't even got there.
Man, when you think about it, I'm kind of living the dream. I've got a lot of really...
You do have a lot of
nice
things.
stuff.
I think that's why you're my friend.
Like, that's why we can do this podcast. I've got two... They're not super nice condenser mics, but they're MXL 990s, and they do the job. I really want some... Is it a Alesis? No, it's like the standard microphone used for like Let's Plays and stuff.
Well, I work at Guitar Center now. I can hook
the
you up
Audio
with a discount.
Technica 2020. I'm gonna pair those because they do a lot better job of naturally filtering out like room noise. Like right now, you can hear how echoey the room we're in is in, and I can get some of that with noise cancellation. But those AT 2020s do a lot better job of that. And we're recording through a Zoom H4n that's going into a 2012 MacBook Pro running Reaper.
Jesus, don't fear the Reaper.
Dream instruments. Nice drum set, duh. A nice electronic drum set for practicing or just for screwing around with to do triggering and stuff. Nice electric guitars, nice bass guitars, nice acoustic guitars, and if I could just suddenly magically know how to play those things, that'd be cool too. I'd love like a Taylor acoustic guitar, like a Fender Strat would be cool. A Rickenbacker bass would be nice. A Fender jazz bass would be also nice. And then weird stuff like a Warwick 8-string, like the guy from Fruity Loops? No, Dirty Loops. Like the way that guy plays, something like that. It's a ridiculous instrument, but again, if I had the skill, I'd love to have way more keyboards. I could go insane with the amount of synthesizers I want. I really want a Moog Sub Fatty. It's the same one used by Snarky Puppies. What is his name? It's not Corey Henry, it's the other guy. He did the solo in Think of Gold, and he did the I have a talk box too. He did the talk box part. Yeah. He did the talk box part in Sleeper. And I would really like to have that so I could replicate those solos and do my own stuff because they sound really good.
Remember how you used your talk box for like 5 minutes when that album came out?
And I put it back because I just don't have a nice output of a synth. Because I can use my keyboard, but it's just not the same way to use expression on that thing. But what else do I have? Or what else would I want? Modular synthesizers. I would want a keytar. I think it's called like a Wave 88, Key Wave 88. It's this synthesizer that instead of using a modulation wheel and a pitch bend wheel or whatever, it's 88 pressure sensitive keys. They're like squishy. So you can push them harder for more volume, or you can move your finger up and down. It does the modulation. So you like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're super fucking expensive, but the way I want to express things on keyboard is the way you do it with a normal synthesizer is one hand would solo and the other hand would do shit without the knobs of the stick. But when I'm thinking about how a solo goes, I'm like wiggling my hand to the vibrato of it. So like, and that would just be what that is on that keyboard, where the way you gesture is how that would work. And I really want one of those. I cannot fucking remember what it's called. It's incredible. Mark that for later so I can figure out and put in the link down. Dream equipment. Again, recording studio, like you said. One thing I always liked about the way XM did their stuff is their offices were in an old print shop, so the floors were all heavy duty. So they isolated each studio from the building. So each studio sat on springs and, was soundproof and everything, so no noise came through. Not even vibrations from, so you could have one studio where there's, a fucking loud-ass rock band where, the guy using the kick pedal is shaking the room, and it wouldn't do anything to the next studio, which is, NPR or whatever.
Wow.
So, something like that. If I could get an abandoned missile silo, they do sell them as houses on occasion. Those are isolated from the ground as well, because when a nuclear bomb goes off, you don't want to go shaking all to hell and back. Those are studios already. So I really want one of those and use the lowest layer in the silo to record in. So it's super isolated. That would be my dream. That would be super cool.
That would be super cool.
Any other dream equipment? I'd like to have one of every wind instrument, every string instrument, every brass instrument, so I could play with them, record with them, whatever, teach with them. That'd be nice. Wish I had my pop filter on that, because now you're just putting condensation on a very sensitive gold sputtered membrane. Do not fucking do that. The reason you use pop filters is because of the condensation from your voice can ruin a microphone, which is why you don't breathe on them like you just did.
That's fucking great.
So I didn't think it'd be a problem because we're 8 inches away and plenty sensitives, and you're just and it's all right, well, it's a good thing I've got an extra one. That's probably fine. One of these has fallen from a stand at full extension and hit the ground and survived, so I think they'll be fine. It's probably that one because it's a little bent in its enclosure.
Way to give me the shit.
It works fine, probably. Oh my god, that was 20 minutes of me talking about it.
You really rambled on about that.
I really did.
You have way too much shit.
I do, and I'm thinking, maybe in preparation for paying for grad school, it might be time to get rid of some of this shit. But I find myself picking it up and playing with it. I'll get home, I want to play bass today, or I want to play drum set, or
and it's not a bad thing to own instruments.
Yeah.
It's what you do.
It's just storage space. I'm going to have to downsize from this 1,000 square foot house and go to a 1-bedroom apartment. I just feel like a lot of this stuff's just going to sit in storage. Not in a storage place, but stored in the apartment somewhere. I'm going to miss being able to play drum set, though.
Yeah, well, once I get my place in June, you can come over to my house like I used to come over here.
The role will reverse, and I'll be like, hey, Jacob, can I come over and record some drum covers? You'll be like, no! Are you prepared? Of course not.
I want to record a cover with my new kit. That'd be nice. It sounds good.
Yeah, do that.
Not today, because...
No, fuck it. It's what?
7?
Jesus. Let's see. Anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know. This is a pretty terrible podcast.
You're a terrible podcast.
Or you're not wrong.
Scratch those off the list.
What did you have on the list?
Just the ones we've covered so far.
I don't know, but I'm excited for the next one because it's going to be a video podcast at that point.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's hard. Are we going to sync up audio and video after the fact or just use audio from a camera?
We'll sync it up after. I think we can do that.
Because this one, occasionally we'll see one of these stuck to the top of a camera for some reason. I wonder if there's a way to sync them that way.
Huh, I don't know.
There's a remote button. I know there's an auxiliary mic button.
I'll try to have 2 cameras. I can have one solid camera for sure. Mm-hmm. I can try to have 2 and we can set it up. Especially if you're coming out in a dress. You gotta have that from multiple angles. God. Viewers, please tune in. If we have a good rating off of this YouTube video, we will continue doing this. I will be more than willing
to we put posting these to YouTube?
Yeah.
Did I ever give you the audio from the last one? No. I don't think I did. Oops.
Why would we need that for YouTube, though?
I haven't been uploading these to YouTube.
I thought you were the YouTube guy.
I uploaded them to SoundCloud. I haven't uploaded them to YouTube yet because they're not in video form yet.
Am I the YouTube guy?
Yes.
Do we have to put the first one? We don't. No, we just have to put the video ones up.
Whenever you do a video one, we'll just put that on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll work.
I mean, we can maybe retroactively just you can just load the audio into your video program and put pictures up or something. Yeah. I've seen some people just have a logo or the title of their podcast. Yeah. For the whole thing.
Yeah, it's fair too because people aren't gonna necessarily want to watch this for an hour.
Yeah. Whatever. I think it's as good a place as any to kind of shut her down.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Old dusty trail.
No. Let's see. What do we got social media wise? We've got Twitter.
We kind of got our Facebook up.
Gotta put a Facebook question mark.
I will create a Snapchat later on tonight because I can do that off my phone.
We have a SoundCloud. We have a YouTube. And we have an email address.
I will hook up Instagram. Or did you not want to do Instagram?
Not yet. I'm afraid of it. I don't understand it.
You post pictures, Bill.
Why would you do that? I could just do that on Facebook. It just seems like Twitter and Instagram are just like features of Facebook separated out. But I get it. Because think about what Facebook is populated with. How it's like your family and friends and none of them are really cool. So it's just like, So you get different crowds with each social media platform. And really, if we were to become an internet empire, then we would
world party time.
we would want to cast as wide as net as possible. But since a whopping maybe one person is listening to this, then we'll just kind of
for now.
Well, fucking way she goes, boys. Just way she goes.
You gotta start somewhere. This is one more person that may or may not be listening than they was last week.
Yeah. It would just be nice to like wake up one day, check the SoundCloud, and there's been like 1,000 views or 1,000 downloads.
That's gonna happen.
I don't know. I think once we hit...
Also, we have to figure out how to share this with our friends and family. I don't know how to do that yet.
I just got a link from the track on SoundCloud and just sent it to people through Facebook message.
I need to log into SoundCloud and figure out...
I need to figure out what our link is so you can link that properly.
Yeah.
But what I'll do is, I don't know if I'll edit it tonight. I might listen back to it and do rough cuts. Just to get rid of some of the silence, get rid of the fucking password to our social media that almost got revealed.
How did it almost get revealed?
The last 3. It's not all of it, but it makes it easier.
I guess you're right.
Of course, the number one way to not get hacked is not be a target. But we're talking about it. We're on the internet. It's always a possibility. I don't know. If we ever get popular, I'll resort to probably a password service.
Our password's complicated as shit to begin with.
And that's not good enough.
Jesus. I've never had a password that I've had to think this hard about.
Well, I built my first No, I'm not going to reveal that. Where I got my first password from. But, no, I always do multiple character. No, I'm not going to reveal that either. Never mind. That's too much information.
Yeah.
That narrows it down.
You're giving it away. Not everybody's going to know our
At least I didn't have to,
tacos.
at least I didn't have to cover up anybody's name with Jeff like I did last time.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is first names are fine. If a last name slips out, that's when we'll bleep it. And I say if either of us wants to veto something from the podcast, that's fine. Just meaning you say a joke and you think it's funny at the time, but as you think about it, you're like,
nah.
We can pull stuff back if we want to.
We could dance if you want to.
We can dance all night and then.
No friends of mine.
So you want to do a cover of a safety dance?
No.
I've been waiting for so long. That's not the same
That's
song.
a totally different song. Now I had the time of my life. I've never felt this way before. I swear it's a truth, and I owe it all to you.
I wasn't rhyme harmony at all. That was a fucking try tune.
I was about to go into
it.
another song also. I was about to go into
What the fuck is that?
That Real Big Fish song.
Oh, ska.
99 Red Balloons.
Fucking ska.
I went through a really big phase. Especially when you and Ian were like, we should start a ska band. And I was totally
And I remember
down for
how
it.
there was only Ian saying that. I was like, no, I don't want to start a ska band.
I do remember.
I think he's still pretty big in ska. I'm not that guy. I don't know.
I would have loved to. That sounds like a lot of fun.
You need a trumpet player who can play as loud as possible, and a trombone player who can play as loud as possible. Speaking of trombones, that video you shared of the guy making car noises on the back of that scooter. I've not done that in my car, but I've done that just playing with the trombone before.
I'm pretty sure you have.
So remember how we were going to end? That was 3 minutes ago.
Hey, we got better, though. This is way better than fucking talking about what we want in life.
True. All right. Let's end it there. We mentioned our social media. If you want to...
Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter. It is at alwayswrong69. Please follow us on Twitter.
And if you want to send us a question, send an email to always69wrong@gmail.com. And maybe we'll start having a questions segment.
That was always69wrong@gmail.com.
Bye.
Bye.